My car was crushed beneath a massive pine tree, and the people who cut it down knew it was likely to happen, yet they felled the tree anyway. When my boss called and said there had been an accident, I assumed someone had gotten hurt. I had no idea the accident was sitting directly on top of my car. That morning, I had arrived early for work in New Hampshire. I was working for a forester who had been hired to inventory a tract of land that was slated to be cleared for an apartment complex, and my job was to measure and record the trees ahead of the loggers. When I pulled into the dirt parking area, some of the loggers were already there preparing their equipment. I parked next to one of their trucks, grabbed my gear, and headed up the hill into the woods. It was shaping up to be a hot, humid day. By late morning, I was deep into the work, moving from plot to plot, measuring trees, recording notes, slowly mapping the structure of the forest before it disappeared. Up there, it was quiet, just insects, leaves moving in the warm air, and occasionally the distant echo of the logging machinery down in the valley. Early that afternoon, my phone rang. It was my boss. His voice sounded uneasy. "There's been an accident," he said. "I need you to come back down to the log landing." He didn't explain what had happened. So I started walking down the hill, wondering what kind of accident he meant. As I approached the clearing, something felt strange. Everyone's vehicles had been moved to one side. The parking area looked different, empty. And then I saw it. Right where I had parked my car that morning, there was a massive white pine lying across the ground, and beneath it was my vehicle, crushed. The tree was enormous, and one of its many trunks had landed directly on top of my car. For a moment, I just stood there, staring. Then the reality of it hit me, and I burst into tears. Not because I was angry, because I was hurt. This was one of the largest and most respected logging companies in New Hampshire. That morning, I had even given the loggers my phone number in case they needed to reach me while I was in the woods working. My keys were sitting in the center console, where anyone should have been able to see them. All they would have had to do was call me, or simply move the car themselves. Instead, they moved their own trucks out of the way and cut the tree down. The pine fell exactly where my car was parked. Total destruction. My first instinct was that I wanted to sue them, not just because of the car, because of the carelessness. What if I had been inside? What if a dog had been inside the vehicle? The fact that no one had even tried to contact me or move my car was hard to accept. When I told my boss I was considering legal action, he pulled me aside. Quietly, he basically said, "If you do that, I'll have to let you go." That logging company provided too much work for him. In the end, the logger paid me what I had originally paid for the car. Financially, the situation was resolved. But emotionally, something had shifted. Working in wild places often teaches you unexpected lessons, sometimes about the land, sometimes about animals, and sometimes about human nature. For a long time after that day, I carried the feeling that people couldn't always be trusted to look out for one another. And I did not like that lesson, because deep down, I wanted to believe the opposite. I want to believe that human beings take care of each other, that we treat others the way we ourselves want to be treated. But if that experience taught me anything, it was this: I cannot control how other people behave. The only thing I can control is how I choose to move through the world. So instead of becoming harder, that moment strengthened something inside me, a quiet commitment to be more thoughtful, more considerate, more aware of how my actions affect the people around me. Because maybe the best we can hope for in this complicated world is simply this: that some of us keep choosing to care about other humans. And strangely enough, that lesson didn't come from the forest that day. It came from the people working in it.